Aloha from the big island of Hawaii. My name's Noelani Rodriguez, and I came to Hawaii because it's a place I get inspired, and Hawaii means divine inspiration. And my inspiration of the day is to talk about prosperity. It's something that we're thinking about a lot right now in the world, and I have a bit of experience with prosperity as an online marketer and a person that sells ebooks. And so I wanted to give you my theory, which is that prosperity has two parts, just two. So those parts are easy to remember. They both have the word hit in them. So let's take a look. One is the first part of prosperity, which I believe is having a hit proposition. When you walk up and down the street here in Kailua Kona section of Hawaii, next to the beach, you'll see lots of businesses. And my point is that every business is a proposition. Like one proposition might be Mexican food or surfboard rental. And when we create a hit proposition, we find something so irresistible that the public just loves it and lines up to buy. So, taking an example from my ebook business, books are the business I know the best. When you have a book, say on something like credit repair, which I do, I could go to people and say, hello, I'm an author and publisher, and I have this book, and it's about credit repair. Would you like to buy? And people might say, wow, you know, I'm kind of interested in that. That does come up for me sometimes. But what if I made an incredible proposition? What if I said, I can improve your credit score in 24 hours? This proposition, by the way, is real. Let's take a look. This book, Improve Your Credit Score in 24 Hours, does exist. It's been online for 7 years. And do you know how much it's made? It's $800,000 in the lifetime sales. Why? Because it's a hit proposition. People like it, they love it, and they continue to buy it. So there's something a little bit more sizzly to the steak, right? When you make something real detailed like that. Improve your credit score in 24 hours. Okay, so let's take a look at some other hit propositions. When you look at best-selling books, a lot of them do have the proposition right in the title. Like, say, I can come up to you and say, I have a book on prosperity, or I could use the best-selling title, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich has sold millions of copies over the decades. It's a classic. Let's take another one. I can say, well, I can show you how to be more popular in this book, or win friends and influence people. That's another bestseller and a proposition. You hear them all the time. There's relationship books like Catch 'em and Keep 'em, or Get Your Ex Back. You know, these are also online books out there. So these propositions, when they're real catchy, people can't resist. Domino's Pizza also is an example. That's an example for an offline business. Like Domino's says, we'll deliver the pizza in 30 minutes or the pizza's free. A lot of people found they couldn't resist that proposition, and that put Domino's at number one. So that is, I believe, a very strong part of creating prosperity. And it doesn't matter if you're a business or you're an individual. Some of you are a masseuse, a yoga instructor. You can be all kinds of different trades out there, and you have a proposition too, and you can work on it and make sure it's a hit. You'll know it's a hit when 10 people that you ask all say, wow, that's a hit. So that's another way to tell. I do have a book, Write a Best-Selling Ebook. Again, I'm using a proposition in the title because I have had several bestsellers. Bestsellers are books that sell 30,000 or more copies, according to Publishers Weekly. And the Improve Your Credit Score in 24 Hours book has sold 70,000 copies, so it's an internet bestseller. And if you happen to be in interested in ebooks, great, because that's what I specialize in, and showing you how to write a best-selling ebook online. And I go over 5 a part process to ensure you have a hit. But a quick way is to just ask your friends. That's always worked for me in the past as well. If 10 out of 10 friends say it's a hit, then you better write that book and market it right away. Okay, so work on your proposition, make sure it's a hit. And the second part of prosperity is something with the word hit in it also, which is hits to your website and getting more traffic. If you're an offline business, you want more traffic too, right? So the equivalent of hits for you is people calling or people walking through the door. So let's see, how would you get hits to your website these days? Well, people ask me that all the time in the ebook business, is how do I market my ebook online? And the answer I tell them for right now is advertise, advertise, advertise. And there's a reason for that. It's because advertising is the best way to get hundreds of people a day to your website. So once you have a hit proposition, then all you need to do is show it to people, they'll buy. Advertising, a lot of people are a little bit nervous about it, but it's actually the way to make millions. Like if you ask someone that's had $1 million of lifetime sales or more on the internet, like I have, or some people I know have, there's a lot of us out there. Usually it's because they advertise. So advertising is important. There are all kinds of ways to market your product online. There's online PR, there's teleseminars and joint ventures and blogs, all kinds of things. But advertising is going to put them all to shame usually, especially Google. So you're going to want to do that first, is advertise on the Google search engine, or do it online somehow. I do have Google AdWords professional certification, and I don't necessarily consult for people as much as put all the information in my books. That's what I do. So the Write a Best-Selling ebook, that book, I put it in the book, is how to create a campaign and make sure you do it properly so that you're not wasting money or spending too much, things like that. All right. The second part of prosperity, the advertise, 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 and that's my advice as far as getting more hits to your website. So if you are looking to build your prosperity, just remember that there's 2 parts to it. There's the creating a hit proposition, and then there's also making sure a lot of people see that proposition. And on the internet, that means advertising. So thanks for listening to my little inspiration, and I hope to see some of you in Hawaii or some of the places that you love, so that you can enjoy your lifestyle that you create, creating prosperity online and off. Thanks.